the fashion industry for quite a long time. I went back to study and I found this other person in me that thinks sustainably. Now, sustainability is a part of African society, but people don't know what it is. They do it, but they don't have a name for it. So in my work, I express that, and I'm trying to engage with them and engage them in understanding what they do naturally and make it part of, give it a name so that they can use it in their businesses and in their homes and everything they do. I do it throughout my whole lifestyle. So the 3 stripes on the garments, which I'm wearing now, are a symbol of reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce is the strongest word for me, and in that way I hope that it sends that message out there. So the stripes you see everywhere, I am saying, now it's time to get active about this and do something about it. What else can I say? I started the Earth campaign in 2014 because of the Rana Plaza incident. I could not be silent about what I did anyway in my business. I brought it out with it open and very visual with words like reduce, reuse, recycle. Now it's subtle, but it is there. And so I also started a Back to the Roots initiative that takes me back to the communities where this cloth is made. I have to talk about this cloth. It is bark cloth. It is the oldest man-made cloth in the world. It is totally organic, biodegradable.
I wanted to talk about my journey with my hair and with how I struggled when I was young and my process of becoming me and free myself and be less ashamed, or not like shameless now about my hair. And it was an old process growing up, being a kid and wanted to have blonde hair like Ellen and straight hair, and now becoming the woman I am now. Down here, it's all about hair, and actually I decided, instead of my other fellow artists, to use hair as a way of expressing myself, and I decided to, these pictures were, some of them were used for my pieces. I decided to have a friend of mine, Mario Ipanya, a great photographer, taking a picture of me, and we printed it in toile. I don't know how to say toile, so I can use the 2 things I know, like sewing and pictures and photography. So I used the air, artificial air, and I sew them into the pieces and make them, frame them, and it's kind of, I like the idea of having a 3D photography. So it's a picture when you see, but when you go inside, you have like texture and movement, and I wanted to bring that in my work because, like I say, it's really me.
Traditional woven clothes, and you can see each step of the life, because in Senegal we offered when you born for the birth one woven clothes, and after for the marriage, and as well for the funeral. So we decided to, normally in traditional woven we have to respect some colors, some codes, some patterns that are traditional, and we decided to mix these traditional things with pattern from funeral, from birth, from marriage, and mix it with technological. And we used to work with two industry in Dakar for making this work. We work with Njola who is doing the weaving using different, materials like tape band, tissue. Normally it's only made with cotton, iron. And we work as well with the Fab Lab, because we make some cuts. All the laser is cut by CNC, and it's the technological parts and with all made. So we integrate woven clothes. That's we can imagine how woven clothes can be in the future.
Africa, and we are from Europe. We propose a mix, another kind of fashion that you can wear even in Korea, even in Mexico. It's not just like said Lamula, a fashion, an African fashion. It's just a fashion from Africa to the world.
It's something that kept getting told to me a lot, and I never really liked to do it. But I'm a very sort of quiet person, so I never said anything. But as you all know, when you get older, you become much more confident and mature, and you care less what people think. So as I got older, I realised I actually don't like wearing too much colour. Please don't get it wrong, I'm not saying anyone who's wearing colour is a bad thing. I'm talking from my own experience. So I want you to understand that when you saw my work downstairs and it's all black, this is my experience. But I think generally what I'm trying to say is when you look at African fashion as well, for me, when I type in African fashion on Google, I tend to see a lot of African print and just sort of the typical, and that's why I titled the work The Perfect Stereotype, sort of to challenge what this stereotype of what Africa should be or an African designer. So I am a designer from Africa, and I'm based in London, but I do like to take influence from my origins, from for example, the hair. I think you've seen a lot of hair. The other element that I brought into my work is I looked at the 18th century fossil dress, and that was taken from an object from the museum, and I connected that with Sarah Bartman. So not from South Africa, as you know, but the reason I connected Sarah Bartman is because Sarah is from the Kikoli tribe, and the women had a very sort of voluptuous shape. And for me, I wanted to form an argument: is there a connection with the silhouette? Was there influence from her shape to the bustle dress? So again, this is not facts, it's just an argument that I want to portray to the audience, and I use that as a focal point to focus my designs. So, thank you.
We are 20 artists who are trying to solve this big problem. It's a huge problem, and we try this by training other youths that are in the community who are jobless, who are just there, who dropped out of school and they have got nothing to do. So we give them the skill how to save the environment as well through earning.